We're going to write our first program. Although I have shown you two programs before, this is the actual first program where I'm going to show you how you can write your name onto a file on the hard disk. Or if you're using the online GDB compiler, I'll show you that also. So in order to write your name onto a file, if you have to display something on the screen, we use the printf. Similarly, we have a function which is declared in the standard header.h, that is stdio.h, called as fprintf. F stands for file printf. So in order to use file printf, I have declared an array of characters or a string called as name with 50. I have used a pointer to a file type of structure star fptr because this fptr helps me talk with the file on the hard disk without getting into all the details and complications. So first thing what I am going to do here is I am going to say fptr is assigned fopen, file is myname.txt. Whatever is within the double quote is the name of the file. I am saying w because I have to write my name onto the disk. If I am reading it, it will be r. Then next thing, when I try to write a file, there may be problems that the hard disk is full. There is some hard disk is not working. So then what will happen is fptr in that case will turn out to be null. If fptr is equal to null, it indicates that I am having some error creating the file. That's why I exit with a flag of 1. This exit prototype is declared in standard lib.h. So I exit and then I come off. Then what I'm doing is, in order to enter your name, since I'm reading with scanf, the minute you hit a space, it's going to stop reading. So just assume I want you to enter your first name. Let's say your first name is Arjun. So in name, Arjun is going to be stored. Then take a look at fprintf. Fprintf has three parameters. Normally, if you are using fprintf, you will just have %s and name. Here you have an additional parameter called fptr. This represents the file pointer. So file pointer has link to the name of the file, the location of the file, and so on. So whatever name I have entered as Arjun, I am indicating that it is a string. %s indicates a string. That name is taken and written into the location referred by fptr. Fptr is referring to the name myname.txt on my hard disk. So the three parameters are, first is this name is called as is an array. That's why generally it's given the name buffer. %s is your conversion specifier or format string. fptr is nothing but the file pointer which we are using. All right. Now, or you can think of file pointer as the source of input or output. What is the source of output here? Your source of output is a file on the hard disk. So fptr is your stream, which I had spoken in the first video. And finally, when I have done everything, be sure you close the file, because you can get into problems. Your file may not open correctly next time when you open it for reading if you fail to close it. So be sure you close your file when you are done working. Now let me talk about how the prototype of fprintf looks. So fprintf will have this particular prototype. It returns a value integer. It indicates what is this integer value. If name is of 10 characters, it will return the length of the name. That means it has written 10 characters. So it will return, your fprintf will return 10. Suppose after %s there is a space. So 10 plus 1, the space is also written. So it will return 11 as the return value of fprintf. File star stream, what does this indicate? What is my source of input? My source of input is fptr, which happens to be referring to a file on my hard disk. So my output destination or output is my file on the hard disk. Constant char format, this is this whatever is in this double quote, the conversion specifier and whatever it is, this is called as the constant char format. This is a pointer to a string because this is an array of characters and I should not be able to change. That's why it is referred with the word constant. Name is nothing but you can have name, you can have multiple %s, you can have multiple %d, you can have multiple %c. So name happens to be just one argument. That's why I am saying here 0 or more arguments are here. So I can have %s, %s. One can be first name, next percentages can represent last name. Then what this fprintf is returning, it returns the number of characters written. So suppose I have written 20 characters, fprintf will return 20. Now if there is an error while writing, okay, for some reason there is an error, it will return a negative value. So if this int happens to be a negative value, then you should understand that there was some problem trying to use the fprintf while trying to write data onto the hard disk.